In this week's Practice Makes Perfect, we're looking at strengthening the golf muscles, getting a bit more turn, a bit more stretch, and consequently more distance. And it's this little product here, this piece of red metal, is going to help us do it, Steve.
Well, this heavy iron, as they call it, John.
It is exactly that.
How does
Steve.
it weigh? Is it heavy?
Well, it weighs about 5 times the normal weight of a golf club. You can get lighter versions, I believe.
You've got the heaviest one for yourself?
I have, Steve,
Yep.
yeah. And what this does, and I've actually used this at home, but you're going to talk us through it because you're the pro.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do, John, take your set up for me.
Yep.
Okay. Now, the real problem with people have these type of training devices is they don't use them correctly. So I'm going to show you how you can use it correctly.
Well, funny you mention that, Steve, because there's a lot of products out there, and I reckon that if they aren't used in consultation with a PGA professional at the start, you're just wasting your money. You're throwing it out the window.
That's true. I see a lot of people out there buy the latest training devices and just misuse them all the time. Yeah. And of course, that's a fruitless exercise. They might as well just be hitting golf balls instead. So I'm going to show you how not to make that mistake.
Fantastic, mate.
Okay, so take your setup for me.
Yep.
Great. Now, the at address, the butt of the red protruding butt there will be pointing at your navel.
Yep.
That's classic address, as we call it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as you swing back, turn back for me, John.
Yep.
Yep. Now, go halfway back and stop. Okay. You should feel a stretch in your back muscles and in your chest.
I do indeed.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, that soreness that you might get is not pain. It's just stretching muscles that you probably haven't used for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, what we'll notice is the butt of this club will point down to the ground, down to the plane line.
That's on parallel with my feet, yep.
Yep, that's right. A line parallel to, where you're hitting the ball.
Yep.
Okay, that's what we want. That's really good. Now, as you come down into impact and pausing at impact there, that will actually line up with your left arm or front arm.
Okay.
Okay, so that's really good. That shows the actual correct impact conditions that you want.
Excellent.
Okay, now as you turn through, you'll also feel that stretch through your back there and through your chest. Yeah. Now this will also point down to that same line that we'll be swinging down through, which is our plane line.
Fantastic.
Okay, and that's going to mean you're on plane and you're also using your core muscles
and I can feel it
to
here
swing.
As well.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. That's in your oblique muscles over there.
So what I've found with this, Steve, is that in front of a mirror, doing it correctly, I don't lift out of the shots like I used to.
Yep.
I'm getting more sort of turn, and that's the principle of the device, is it?
It is. Now, like if our viewers out there go to a gymnasium, when they do their exercises, they do it in front of a mirror to check their form.
Yep.
I'd recommend people use this in front of a mirror, or in fact, if it's a sunny day, you can use the shadow on the ground to actually check your form doing that. If you don't, still try and feel that stretch in your chest and back muscles and really swing it freely and let it go.
Fantastic, Steve. Your rating out of 10 on this product?
I give it a 6 out of 10. The only weakness is it hasn't got a club head. So that's the only weakness that I see, that people could still have an open or closed club face with that and not be aware of it.
Well, as I say, I've had first-hand experience. It's got me more distance, so I'm going to give it an 8. And thanks very much for that road test.
Thanks, John.
GolfZone TV is proudly brought to you by the GolfZone online golf shop.